Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little bit different than a typical upbeat Brittany video on my channel, I suppose. Usually my videos are real peppy and I'm here to help you out with healthy hacks and diet tips, but something else has really been weighing heavy on my heart and I really need to address it. If you follow my Instagram, you probably know at this point that I've been going through some difficult life changes. I have not come out and addressed them. That is not what this video is for. This video is simply to open up about being in a phase of struggle and how it's okay. Zach and I will be sitting down to talk about what's happening in our life at the moment, and until then, until our hearts are ready to sit down and open up to you guys in front of a camera about that, all we do ask is for respect of our privacy during this time. The past few nights, I've really just had a lot of heart-to-heart moments of silence and moments with God, and just really trying to reevaluate everything that's going on in my life in this very second. I'm really struggling right now to even get the words across, and I've just really realized that it's okay to struggle. It's okay to not feel okay. It's okay to open up about these struggles. It's okay to know that you deserve love and life, and to stand up for yourself. And I truly believe that when you are happy, it's going to radiate out onto your surface. And when you're not happy, it's going to come to fruition at some point in time. And I've reached that time in my life. And I was sitting on the couch with my mom the other night. We were just talking, and I was going through notes on my phone, and you know, we all have that part, we all have the note section that has like 200 notes of random, usually just to-do lists and things that we need to get done, or just, you know, random thought scrambles. I don't even know where I'm going with that. And I came across this note that I wrote to myself about 5 months ago. I started reading it and I broke down. I just started crying. My mom, you know, she said, "Hey, what's going on? You know, let's talk." And I said, "Mom, I wrote this letter to myself about 5 or 6 months ago, not knowing what I was going to be going through in this time of my life, in this season of my life. And just every part of it, I feel like it applies to what I'm going through right now." And so I really just want to read this to you guys. Read it to you, let it sink in, and this is something that I wrote from my heart. I still don't know where these words came from, to be honest. And I now know that it was God speaking through me, speaking to me, because these words are not words that I would speak on a day-to-day basis ever. And I hope that maybe some of this speaks to you. Dear self, I promise to believe in my own beauty, even when I don't see it for myself. I promise to let my passion drive me, even on the days that I'm struggling to stand. And I promise that when the going gets tough, you will keep going. I promise myself to focus on ideas that bring me happiness and to break chains with the ones that don't. I promise to invest time in myself, to spend time on my mind. I promise to remind myself that life is about taking baby steps of faith, even when you feel like you can walk no further. I promise to have the courage to pursue my calling, because I am aware that my internal clock is ticking. I promise to be bold in my belief, even when my voice shakes, to always stand up for what my heart knowingly deserves. I promise to accept this year's failures, not as defeat, but as lessons, to embrace each season that God leads me through, trusting in Him fully. I promise to understand that there are necessary losses in life, and I promise to grow stronger from them. I promise to understand that not everyone is going to like me or accept me, and that shouldn't change who I am or who God has called me to be. I promise to seek out things and people that bring me life and to give my heart to them every day. I promise to face challenges head on, embracing them with a welcoming smile. I promise to never let my past prevent any spiritual or mental transformation, and I promise to take note of my strengths, but to openly acknowledge my weaknesses. I promise to be cautious in my commitments to others and to myself, always keeping my worth, my values, and my beliefs in mind. I promise to hold myself accountable on the good days, but more so on the bad. I I promise to seek only those who fan my flame and filter out those who don't, no matter how painful or gut-wrenching it might be. I promise to believe in myself when no one else does, to never forget where I came from, and I promise to never lose sight of where I'm going, even when the lights seem to go out. I promise to always turn my eyes to God, knowing that He is present even in the moments when I feel distant. I promise to remember that love isn't always a feeling, that it's a choice, but that my worth and my well-being should never be compromised for the sake of such. I promise to never let my past dictate my future, because I know that perfection is an absent thought and our hardest falls teach us life's most valuable lessons. I promise to never forget who I am and who God has made me to be, no matter how many hits I might be taking in this moment. I promise to be relentless and resourceful, using the talents in which God gave me to never abuse them though. I promise to remember that during the process, I will discover the purpose. And I promise to let pain teach my heart, not harden it, to never let a situation make me cold. And lastly, I promise to never give up on who I am and to never let life change my name, no matter how hard life might be hitting. To always remember that these are the moments that help you get back up on your feet, and to always let my faith in Christ sustain me when all hell seems to be breaking loose. I wrote this note to myself around 5 months ago. I was driving home from Dallas one day, or driving to Dallas, I don't remember clearly, and I just had this thing it just started coming over me, and so I turned on my voice to text and I just started speaking, and I don't know where that came from, because I remember that day I felt happy, but I was also going through a lot of things in that moment. And I believe that when you're struggling in life, when you're going through hardships, most of us are too ashamed to share them. Most of us are too ashamed to openly talk about them, because for some reason we feel like we're the only ones that have ever dealt with that in that moment. And when you're facing these and you feel alone, words like this come to fruition and they come to the surface. I am realizing now in this moment more than ever that it's okay to be vulnerable, that being vulnerable is a beautiful thing, that being transparent is a beautiful thing. Especially given a platform, I need to use that and openly share when I'm hurting, when I'm in pain. It's okay. And when I found that note in my phone the other night, and I shared it with my mom, and she's the one that actually pushed me to make this video. She said, "Britt, you can't keep stuff like that silent. People need to hear your voice. People need to know that you're human, that you're struggling right now, that it's okay." Because chances are, like I said, you're not alone. Whatever you're fighting right now, whether it's a career, a life shift, a relationship, whatever it is, somebody around you has gone through that exact same situation and they know exactly how you're feeling. When you're given a social media platform, you feel this obligation, in a sense, to remain strong and focused and put together all the time. But I'm here to say that it's okay to be in pain and to struggle and to show that and to share that with your followers, because life's not perfect and man, life sucker punches you sometimes. So if you're here watching this video right now and you got knocked off your feet this week, or you feel like this whole past month you've just been like struggling to even stand after a hard hit, I'm here to tell you that it's okay and that we are going to be okay. And I just want to close with this. Life might not feel very good right now. You might be going through a lot of icky changes, but it's going to be okay and you're going to be happy. You deserve to be happy, and use that as a stepping stone to keep moving forward on the days where you feel like you're struggling to even get out of bed. I was really scared to sit down and film this video. I was scared to be vulnerable. I don't know why. Maybe because I felt like I was going to show a lot of emotion. I obviously was crying through that entire note to self, but it's okay. It's okay to be vulnerable. And I feel like, and when you feel like you're the first one experiencing something, you have to know that that's Satan trying to isolate you. You're not the first to experience these things, and the enemy is going to fight you in your head. That's why so many battles that we fight are in our mind. They're in our head, in our thoughts. and they stay with you all day long because of that. And you can easily put a smile on your face and no one would know that there's gunfire going off in your thoughts and in your mind, and that's not healthy. You have to share it. You have to be able to talk to people and openly let them know that it's okay to struggle. You will never be defeated by what others say about you, whatever they want to label you, say that you are, say who you are, but you will always be defeated by what you tell yourself. And that's why it's so important to not be your worst enemy, your own worst enemy in moments of struggle. You can have the nicest car, the biggest house, the best physique, the most degrees, whatever it is, the best career, but that's not going to make you immune from going through hard times in life. All of that to say this, that we are all going through a change. We're all going through some major life shift right now. Don't be ashamed of yours. Stop being ashamed of yours. Like previously mentioned in this video, all Zach and I ask for is our privacy and your respect for our privacy during this time. When our hearts are ready, we will sit down and explain everything to you guys. I think it's very important to respect the fact that just because two people are on social media, or even just one person is on social media, does not make you entitled to their entire life, especially during times like this. New beginnings, a new me, to be continued.